Are the fights between you and your partner nasty and damaging? Do they leave one or both of you feeling resentful, making it hard to make up and resume a normal relationship? If so, you may be engaging in dirty fighting. Hi, I'm Michael Clark with the Ananias Foundation, and in this video, we're going to talk about dirty fighting, what it is, why we might do it, and most importantly, how to stop. If you want to stop causing harm in your relationships, you're on the right path. This is Journey of Change, a video series to help you become the safe, loving partner you were meant to be. Let me start off by saying that every couple has conflict. However, there are some things that we can do in those conflicts that can be so toxic, so damaging, that they drive an emotional wedge between us and our partner. These behaviors are called dirty fighting. Because of the damage it does, we need to recognize what dirty fighting is and learn to stop it. To better understand dirty fighting, it may be helpful to look at characteristics of healthy conflict. Healthy conflict is productive, where both partners maintain respect for each other during their argument. You know, strange as it may sound, conflict can be good. The couple can use their disagreement to get to know each other better and to grow closer by solving problems together. Unfortunately, many couples fight in ways that hurt their relationship. One or both uses a win at all costs kind of strategy. This takes a terrible toll on the relationship, and it creates resentment that becomes harder to overcome with time. In general, dirty fighting causes our partners to feel too guilty, too confused, too overwhelmed, or too worn out to continue to advocate for themselves. The fight becomes so nasty, it just isn't worth it. So they give up and give in. Now, shutting down a disagreeable partner may feel like a win, but what we've really done is send the message that they're not valued enough to have a voice in our relationship. That, my friend, is deadly for a relationship. What I've just described fits the definition of emotional abuse. Now, here are 10 forms of dirty fighting. As you watch and listen, see if you see yourself in any of these behaviors. First up is giving your partner the silent treatment, also called stonewalling. I think most of us who use the silent treatment justify it as our way of avoiding conflict. However, the issue remains unresolved, and the connection between us and our partner stays broken. The silent treatment says to our partner that they need to give in to restore that connection. Next is chasing. Chasing is the opposite of the silent treatment. It's getting in our partner's space and forcing the discussion or argument, even if they're not ready to talk. Look, if your partner is withdrawing, it's possible they're feeling attacked and need time to collect their thoughts. Pressuring them into a conversation has no hope of ending well. A third one is invalidation. When we're feeling attacked, sometimes we'll dismiss our partner's feelings or say that there's no reason for them to feel that way. Since we can never know what another person is feeling, it's really a ridiculous statement. Invalidating our partner's emotions say we don't value them or care about their world, and we seriously damage our relationship with them in the process. A fourth dirty fighting technique I want to cover is escalation. Most people don't like conflict. They especially don't like to be yelled at, intimidated, or scared. If we do these things, our partner is likely to disengage to avoid our nasty behavior. And when they do, they lose the opportunity to be heard. The long-term effect of a person feeling silenced is that their love for us will die. Number 5 is piling on. Piling on happens when we bring up the past or drag other problems into the argument. When we do this, we just confuse the issue at hand. It's easy for our partner to feel overwhelmed and become hopeless about ever resolving even the first issue. The sixth dirty fighting tactic that I want to cover is generalization. When we say words like you always or you never, we're not being accurate. Nobody is always or never anything. So using these words just inflames the argument. If you're trying to make a point, use specific examples. Next is character assassination. This is a terrible dirty fighting technique where instead of focusing on the issue, we attack the other person's character. When we think about it, none of us would expect our partners to love or care or respect us if we've demoralized them. Number 8 on the list is hitting below the belt. Here's the thing. As we get to know our partner, we often discover areas where they are particularly sensitive. This one is like the character assassination, where we use another's vulnerabilities to win an argument. However, it deeply wounds our partners, and they are unlikely to feel affection toward us when we do. A ninth dirty fighting technique is martyrdom. Now, this one takes a bit of explaining. If we beat ourselves up when we do something wrong, we're acting like a martyr. The subtle message we're sending to our partner is that they're responsible for how badly we feel. We're hoping that they feel guilty and then back down. Now, using this technique discourages our partner from voicing legitimate complaints and leaves them feeling powerless. Finally, our 10th dirty fighting technique is threats of abandonment. We might do this by saying we want to end the relationship, move out, or get a divorce. We can also create this doubt by leaving with no commitment to return. Threats of abandonment make our partners feel insecure and fearful of loss. Like the silent treatment, the message our partners receive is they must give in to us or suffer the loss of the relationship. I'm guessing none of us wants to make someone we love, someone we want to be in a relationship with, to feel disconnected, devalued, overwhelmed, or hopeless. That's why eliminating dirty fighting behavior is so important. If you saw yourself in some of the behaviors I just described, well, join the club. Lots of people use some or several of these unhelpful techniques. Of course, that doesn't make them good. Let's talk about 10 things that you can do to stop fighting dirty and instead engage in conflict in more healthy ways. For starters, step back and get some perspective. It's easy to lose sight of the big picture during a conflict. When emotions flare, take some time to cool down. Then, remind yourself of what you love about your partner. Remember the good moments in your relationship. Taking a time out can help you see the situation and your partner in a more balanced way. Second, apologize quickly. This is one of the simplest and most effective things that we can do when fighting with our partner. It's also hard because our pride gets in the way. At the very least, we can apologize for our part, or simply apologize for arguing. Then assure your partner that you value them and your relationship. This builds trust and reframes the conflict into just an issue that the two of you see differently right now. A third suggestion is to drop your defenses. Not defending ourselves feels very vulnerable, but being defensive usually triggers defensiveness in others. If your partner is upset with you or offers criticism, try seeing it as an opportunity to learn about yourself and just listen. You still get to decide if their words are true, but you don't need to correct them or convince them that they're wrong. On the other hand, you might learn something valuable about yourself from their feedback. Fourth, don't take it personally. This is related to not being defensive. It's realizing a lot of issues are not about you. Even when someone is upset and attacking you, their emotions are often really about their own fears, insecurities, and distorted thinking. Not taking their words personally makes listening easier. In doing so, we'll often discover ways to show compassion for that person, which really cools the argument. Here's a fifth suggestion: avoid mind reading. Expecting our partner to understand our desires without saying them is really unrealistic. If we're upset about something, we need to say so. Similarly, we can't know what our partner thinks or feels. So ask them and then listen. We'll usually assume the worst, so direct communication is really the best way to clear the issue. It often keeps us from reacting to an imagined catastrophe. Sixth, look for your partner's real emotion. I know that facing someone's anger is hard, but try to find out what's underneath it. Anger is really a secondary emotion. Usually, sadness, hurt, fear, insecurity, jealousy, that's what's behind it. If you can help the other person identify their real emotion, you'll have a better chance of responding well to it. And you will have helped your partner to feel really understood. Number 7 is to give grace. We all need to accept that no one, including you and me, engages in conflict perfectly. Look for the meaning behind your partner's words. Take in what's fair and let their unfair and inaccurate words just fall to the ground. An eighth way to stop dirty fighting is to stop going around in circles. If your partner is repeating the same things over and over, you're stuck in a loop. People repeat things because they don't feel heard. So slow down and try active listening to check your understanding of their side of the things. Aim to hear before you need to be heard. Number 9 is find common ground. There's usually something that you can agree on, even if it's that you don't want to fight. Anything that will help get you both back on the same team is a good thing, and it builds positive momentum. It's also a way to validate your partner and let them know that you see them. Finally, I suggest that you consider touching your partner affectionately. The next time you and your partner are angry with each other, try a hug, a soft touch on the back, or a kiss. This fun technique can go a long way towards restoring a relationship and the safety and the connection in that relationship. For those of us who struggle to find the right words, a physical act of affection might be a great substitute. Realistically, we're not going to be able to use any of these strategies if we get triggered by something and then we're flooded by our emotions. So take a time out and go for a walk, which will allow your emotions to drain away and the thinking part of your brain to start working again. Once we're calmer and more rational, we're far less likely to use dirty fighting techniques, and we can begin to deal with conflict in more productive ways. What if your partner is the one doing the dirty fighting? Their bad behavior might be hard to take, but it's only going to make things worse if you respond in kind or you escalate it. I recommend that you disengage from the conflict and firmly but calmly state that you are not going to communicate with them while they're using that behavior. Setting a boundary like this will either help your partner to realize their mistake, or you'll soon realize you need to stop interacting with them. Letting go of dirty fighting techniques and trying some of these guidelines for healthier conflict may seem hard at first. It will get easier with practice. The benefit is we'll have fewer conflicts, get better results, and strengthen the connection we have with our partner when we do. I'm Michael Clark with the Ananias Foundation, and I hope you found this discussion about stopping dirty fighting helpful. Take care, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks for joining me today. I'm honored to be on this journey of change with you, and I hope I've helped you in some way. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, be sure to hit the like button, share this with others who might find it helpful, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. For more resources, head to our website, ananiasfoundation.org. Until next time, take care and remember, change is possible.